Morning all, and today I'm going to review the Ravpower FileHub model RP-WD01. So it comes in this very nice white cardboard box. Here's the FileHub in its bag. You get a user guide which is extremely good. It's in English, it's colour, and you also get a micro USB cable. So the first question is, what exactly is this thing? Now if you look at the manual, it says it's a FileHub wireless SD flashcard reader, a USB storage media sharing, NAS file server, power bank, and a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I'm trying to sum up what exactly this thing does in a couple of words, and I've come up with data bank. I'm going to switch it on. So in the same way that a power bank holds power and makes it available to you, this thing holds data and makes it available to you. It can also act as a data repository. So if you've got a mobile phone, for example, and you're shooting video or taking photographs, and it gets to the point where your phone is full, you can transfer everything to here and then free up the memory on your phone and carry on. So you probably saw that power on light sequence where the power light comes on and then the Wi-Fi light starts flashing and eventually settles down. Now this second light here is the read-write light. This says RW, and that comes on and flashes when the SD card is being accessed. And the SD card slot, you can see there, is on the bottom left. And then the final light here, with the one with the world symbol, is the Wi-Fi light. Now this comes on when the unit attaches itself to your Wi-Fi network. Now in terms of ports and switches, we have the on switch here. Here is a micro USB connector for charging the battery inside this unit. There's an SD card slot here. That's just a symbol to tell you that it's an SD card slot. The reset button and a USB type A connector. Now you can talk to the FileHub using a browser, but it's a lot easier using the app that Ravpower have supplied, or at least is online. So what we need to do is go to apps. This is in the Google Play Store. I'm going to do a search for RavfileHub, and there's the app there. Now it's already installed, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it. This is the welcome splash screen. And then it says, cannot connect to my FileHub. Press OK to check the Wi-Fi setting or cancel. So let's press OK. That takes me to Wi-Fi in settings. These are all the Wi-Fi zones that my tablet either can see or knows about. Git HQ is my Wi-Fi. So at some point I'm going to get the FileHub to connect to that. But for the moment, I need to connect my tablet to the FileHub. And there it is, look, FileHub 53B0. Now those are the last two digits of the Ethernet MAC address, so I need to connect to that. Connect. So FileHub 53B0 is connected. Let's go back. And now it's saying folder empty, and that's because in the FileHub we have no storage. So what I need to do is put an SD card in this thing. So here I have a 16 gig SDHC card, and I'm going to put that into the Ravpower FileHub. Now we should see the RW light flash a little bit. There it goes. The Wi-Fi is now communicating. Lots of activity on these two lights. And suddenly a volume pops up on the tablet. Let's have a look in there. And inside there, there's a folder called videos. And there are some videos. Let's play one of them. Yes, I'll use MX Player. And it's me saying morning all. Now, what else can I do in this app? If I press the manage icon, I can go into the videos, select a couple of videos, and I can download them. And what that does is it transfers them from the SD card in the Ravpower FileHub to the memory area in my tablet. I'm not going to do that just for the moment. Now we also have the view button, which changes the view between a list format and an icon format. Also, by pressing my device, I can look at the data areas on the tablet or switch back to the data that's on the FileHub. Okay, let's press home. And now I'm going to plug in this old, with sellotape around it, USB memory stick into the USB port. Now that's in there as well as the SD card, so we've actually got two data stick type devices. We're getting a little bit of activity on the Wi-Fi light, and before too long that should pop up as another icon. There it is. So now we've got two different memory areas on the FileHub that we can access through this app. Okay, so far we've been using this as though we're in a remote location and the tablet is talking to the FileHub. We're transferring information between the two. But we can do more interesting things if we let the Ravpower FileHub connect to my Wi-Fi. And that will make this fourth light come on. And that means that the Ravpower has internet connectivity. So let's go to Settings. And here we can see in a minute when the list comes up, I'll move that slightly to the left, all the Wi-Fi zones that it can see. And I want it to connect to GitHQ, which is my Wi-Fi. Now I need to enter my password, so I'll do that off camera. So now you can probably just about see that this fourth light has come on, and that means that the Ravpower is connected to my internet connection. So I'm on my tablet connected to the Ravpower through Wi-Fi, but that means that I'm going to the Ravpower and through it to the internet. So if we now go back, yes, I do want to exit this applet. I should be able to go to, say for example, Sky News and pick up the latest news. This app only works this way around. So there we are, breaking news. So I've got internet connectivity through the Ravpower, and that lets me do interesting things. So I've come outside now, and this is where my workshop is, and up in the top left-hand corner of the window is roughly where the Wi-Fi access point is. So I'm outside here now with the Ravpower and my tablet, and I'm going to get the Ravpower to connect to the Wi-Fi and then take my tablet further out into the garden and get an extended network connection. Now in order to make that fourth light come on, the internet connectivity light, and it is on, yeah, you can just about see it, I've had to put the Ravpower on this windowsill just a little way down from where the workshop is. But that should mean that further up in the garden I can take my tablet and get connected to the internet. Let's give it a try. So here in the middle of the garden I've got White House intruder ran through main floor. And I can see that from the Wi-Fi signal strength it's quite weak. I've only got one dot. Let's walk back a little bit. I wanted to get 2 dots, which I had just a moment ago. But anyway, let's see if I can pick up part of this story. What have we got here? White House mulling more security. Yes, so it has picked that up. So it is connected to the internet. We have an extended Wi-Fi connection. Now, interestingly, and perhaps slightly curiously, if I go to my Wi-Fi, you can see that it's currently connected to the FileHub as a Wi-Fi access point. But if I go back to Wi-Fi and reconnect to GitHQ, which is my Wi-Fi, authenticating connected, I can now still talk to the FileHub because it itself is also connected to my Wi-Fi. Let's give that a try. So my connection is now GitHQ. I'm connected to my Wi-Fi in the normal way, and if I go to the Ravpower FileHub app, I can actually see and make work, MX Player, the connection to the FileHub. But now, rather than there being a direct connection with me talking to its Wi-Fi, let's pause that, there is now a connection from my tablet through my Wi-Fi back down to the FileHub through Wi-Fi. No direct connection between the two. So that's kind of covered the wireless SD flash card reader USB storage, media sharing, and NAS file server aspects, and even the Wi-Fi hotspot thing. What about power bank? This can be used as a power bank. We can connect, say, a mobile phone that's on its last dregs of power into this thing and draw the power out of here in order to keep the mobile phone going. There isn't a lot of power in here. It's 3000 milliamp hours, so that's 3 amp hours. But if you did need a little bit more power, certainly that is in here for the taking. Let's try connecting that up. So you can see here that with the tablet connected to the Ravpower's USB socket, I'm in the battery app and we have 43% charging. It says it's connected to an AC charge source, and the little icon up there shows the little flash to show that it's being charged. So now let's just have a quick look at connecting to the Ravpower using a browser. Now in order to do this, you need to be connected to the Ravpower's Wi-Fi rather than your home Wi-Fi. And then to get in, you put in the IP address, which is 10.10.10.254, and press go, and that brings you to the login screen. And here the default username is admin and the default user password is just blank. So let's log in, and that brings us into the browser-based menu system. Now I'll go through this fairly quickly because you're more likely, to be honest, to use the app because it's so easy to use. But here you can set up a whole load of different users. Now the manual says you can have up to 5 users connected at the same time. We can go into disk and it shows that we have an SD card. It's reporting that it's a 16 gigabyte. In network, now this is all quite complicated. You've got the host name of the Ravpower, and in Wi-Fi and LAN we've got all the different settings for this access point. For example, modes, the default password is 8 ones. You've got the IP address, the subnet mask. In services, we've got the ability to switch on and off the Samba service, which is basically the file access service. In system, we've got time zones and dates and that sort of thing. And then there's a wizard which can guide you through setting the FileHub up. But I found that most of the default settings are perfectly good and makes it very easy to use. Now at the bottom here we've got information, and it tells you the CPU percentage, but interestingly it doesn't tell you the battery percentage, and that's actually one of my criticisms of this device. It does turn the battery light red when the battery gets low, but it would be useful if you could see the state of charge as a percentage on here. And if Ravpower are going to update this model, certainly I would think about adding that as a feature, because you don't get a huge amount of warning just when that light goes red. And the final thing down here is Explorer, and if we go into that we can start to see the file structure. If I go into videos, you can see all those videos that I had in that folder, and you've got the ability to move them around and even play them, I believe, from here, or at least you've got the ability to look through photographs, JPEGs. Not sure whether you actually can play these. Let's just give it a try. No, it just seems to highlight it, so I don't think you can play videos from this. You need to do that through the app. So that's it. That's the Ravpower FileHub. I like to describe it as a data bank. It's also a power bank. You can draw the power that's in it. It's very tiny, extremely thin, very nice looking. It makes the perfect traveling companion. And it's ideal to carry around with you if you have a device that has no external storage. So for example, my Nexus 7 has no SD card slot. My Nexus 4, which is what I'm filming with, has no SD card slot. And I think I'm right in saying that none of the Apple products, like iPods and iPads, have SD card slots either. So this, with its SD card slot and a bunch of SD cards, can provide you with lots of offline storage connected via Wi-Fi. And finally, for those in the UK, on amazon.co.uk, the Ravpower FileHub is £29.99, free delivery. And why not? On Amazon.com, here it is again, the Ravpower FileHub, $44.99, free shipping.